starting YouTube, but not for the first time. We're currently sitting in a soundproof room that I built in my garage for when I first started making videos around rapping. But before I get started too much, I figured it's a lovely day outside, so I thought we could go for a walk instead of me sitting in this room that has no windows and no natural light. So if you're up for that, chuck your shoes on and let's go for a walk. So as I've implied, this isn't my first kind of jaunt into YouTube. I've had to go a couple times. As far back as 6 years ago, and as recently as 2-3 years ago. First of which being like a rapping vlog series, where I did like a becoming a rapper thing, because that was my whole kind of thing at the time, and I built this whole soundproof music room in the back of my garage. But at the time, my kids were all like babies. I was like self-employed, like only one providing for the family, all that sort of thing. And there was complications that come along with it as well. Afterwards, I moved into more fitness, exercise kind of content, bit of hobby content and podcasting. The most consistent year I had was where I did a weekly episode on my fitness vlog channel and a weekly episode on my podcast channel, so 2 separate channels. But for a year, I pretty much managed a weekly upload on both channels for a whole year. But at the end of that year, and not much growth in terms of like subscribers and viewership and that sort of thing, I took a step back and decided to kind of have a look at like what I was doing, why I was doing it, maybe why it didn't seem like it was working. Is it what I wanted to carry on doing? And in between all this, I found myself getting hyper fixated very much on different hobbies and interests. I believe early days I was go-karting with my son, so that kept me quite busy. I started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which I did do some vlogs for. I had a period of being really into scale electric, really into Warhammer. I did start a Warhammer series on this channel as well. Ultimately, some life things. So all those kind of things put together made me take like a big step back and just put it on the shelf and go, let's just focus on normal life for a little bit. Since then, I had a brief go at streaming on Twitch with the Pokemon card game, because I did get really fixated on that at one point, which I'll probably do some videos about still. The main realization that I had was that I'm going to walk. I was walking to the bench, but it's really windy and I'm worried the microphone's going to get that. And this is staying in. I don't edit a lot of my stuff out, by the way. If you're new to my videos, and if you end up going through any of my older ones, you'll see, like, most of the kind of life things I've always kept in. Anyway, back on point. Yes, I don't suit the niche thing. I can't do it. I even watch some of the channels that I watch and think, I couldn't do one channel about the same thing for the next 20 years. I've since took down all my rapper series off my other channel and put it onto this one. I took down all my podcasts and re-uploaded them to this channel as well. And also, this is my first time videoing just out in the open. Even if you just flick through the thumbnails and titles of all my other videos, they're all in places I'm comfortable at. My home, my house, my shed, my garage, my garden, and my fight club. They're all inside places. So I'm still kind of quite anxious about things like this, which I think anyone starting YouTube or restarting or still in that beginning bit of YouTube, you'll all get how that feels, and it's just fucking weird. Even though I think you'll agree with me, if you see anyone else doing this, you go, oh, they're making a video. Like, you don't care, do you? Like, if you see anyone else doing it, like, if anything, you probably go, I wonder what they're making a video about. I wonder what they're doing, or if they do a channel, or if they're just on TikTok or whatever. You don't tend to go, oh, they're making a video. Yet when it's yourself, you're very much, oh shit, man, I'm making a video. It's like, those fucking leaves are looking at me funny, like, what the fuck? It's weird stuff, isn't it, with our insecurities and anxieties and all that sort of stuff. I like to get into all that sort of thing, but that's what my podcast is for. And you see, I've had this kind of theory about YouTube channels for a little while now. I did do a little video on it, but I want to include it within this one because I think it's in the right vein for starting YouTube and beginning it and everything else, where things aren't always what they have to be. Have you ever heard of that saying of, you're crazy until you're a genius? Personally, my favourite kind of example of this is the Spider-Man story. Stan Lee, who made Spider-Man, apparently he wrote that comic, but at the time it was all, Superman and stuff like that, but they were like men. You know what I mean? Like the comic book heroes and characters. And apparently he gave this example of the Spider-Man comic, like just a little chapter sort of thing, to his publisher or whoever. I'm telling this story shit. But basically he looked at it, went, this is terrible, it's about a young kid with real, young problems, and it's spiders, people hate spiders, this is a fucking terrible idea, just leave it, get rid of it, don't even bother. But apparently that month was the last issue of this magazine that had different bits of different comics in. So anyway, because it was the last one, Stanley thought, do you know what, I'm just going to put it in anyway. I think it's great. I think it would be good. So I'm just going to put it in. And I don't need to tell you about how big and popular Spider-Man is today. Like, so it's just stories like that, where it's that everything's only done a certain way until someone comes along and says, well, let's do it this way, and proves the concept, gets proof of concept, and suddenly that's the way. So at first, YouTube was you do what the fuck you want, and then you got a couple people that obviously niched down, stuck to one thing. It made more sense for viewers in one certain way. So then everyone's just kind of stuck to that same blueprint of just niching down, like knuckling down, and just kind of doing it that way. My personal opinion, and going in that vein of doing things a bit differently, is that the fact it's called a YouTube channel has always sat a bit different with me. I've been like, well, it's your channel, you and me, our channel. We should be able to do everything and anything we want to with that channel. And I kind of view it now as more like having your own Netflix or Sky Go or Disney Plus. Like you're your own subscription platform, and you go on Netflix and you pay a couple £1 a month or whatever. I know it's going up. But there's loads of shows on there that you want to watch. So why can't each YouTube channel be like that? So why can't I have a YouTube channel where some people might just come from a podcast, or some people might come for like the fitness stuff, or because they like RC cars, or we've got the same interest in things, or general things like that. Like why can't we have a YouTube channel where it's just us and what we do? And the kind of answer to that is that we can, but we can't overly expect it to be successful or bring in a good revenue or income sort of thing, because obviously the proven ways of that are niching down. But there's nothing to say that it won't work. It might work and just take longer. You might not get as growth as quick. So that's what I'm kind of leading with for my own channel. So with that in mind, I'd planned to kind of crack on with YouTube a bit earlier than I am now. Now, I don't like to say that you need equipment to do YouTube. But personally, you do need a working computer. I had an iMac and it was terrible. Now, I've normally been in the opinion that if I've got some equipment and it doesn't work properly, that I'm probably just crap with it and I need someone smarter than me to like do the settings or something. So I did call out to my friend who works for Apple, and then he come along and said, yeah, right, you've got the worst iMac like we ever made and it's no good for video. I was like, oh right, great. But now I've got a brand new MacBook Pro and a bit more equipment that's going to help me with streaming and other kind of content that I want to do. I figured we could head back now, and what I'll do is I'll just show you the lovely pile of boxes that I've got, and then what I'll do is I'll unpackage it all myself and then bring you back into the frame to see everything that I've got, and then we'll get it set up and get it all in the room and get cooking. I'm saying get cooking because me and the wife are rewatching Breaking Bad. That's probably why I'm saying that. Let me know in the comments your top 3 favourite shows. There we go. Because you get all that, don't you? That whole engaging stuff. I've never been very good at that. And then I always think, maybe I should put more in. I'm like, yeah, but that ain't me, because it feels kind of fake. But, bah, I digress. Right then, see you back at the house. So here it all is. This is all the stuff that's been in my Amazon basket for as long as I can remember. I've watched countless review videos and all sorts of stuff on different things. So I'm hoping this is all going to give me what I need to be able to make the kind of content that I want to. Now, my DSLR camera isn't new. I've had this for quite a while, but considering this is kind of like a starting YouTube again type of video, and I feel like the people that are going to be watching it are kind of starting YouTube, I thought it'd be nice to do it all on my phone. So this whole video is shot on my iPhone and not on my DSLR. So yeah, that isn't new. So now what I'll do is get all this unboxed, leave it here on the table, run you through quickly everything that I've got, and then we'll get it set up. This is everything. The only thing is this one, which come all the way from Australia. Now, stick around to the end to find out. Nah, fuck that. I ain't one of them. This is a Naruto Akatsuki sticker kit for my MacBook. Let's pick you up and just flick you through what we've got. So some of this stuff obviously still needs to be built, like On the floor, I've got a little footrest thing. So I've got obviously the main thing, the MacBook Pro, 16-inch. I've been using it already, and it's beautiful. The sticker kit, bag for it. These two LED newer lights with the stands for them. Little one. Already said, well, that's a desk. We have the beacon mic. That is the double monitor stand thing. Double monitors. We have the Elgato 2 face cam, like that's an Ethernet port, Ethernet cable, some other cables, stand for the MacBook, other gimbal-y things, mic arm, capture card. This is a wireless keyboard and mouse. Oh, and obviously one of my favourite things is just the Dragon Ball Z desk mat. So, yeah, that's everything. Felt like my birthday, opening everything. So yeah, I'm just going to go in the studio, get it all in there, get the desk built, get everything set up. And yeah, I'll see you in there. Hello. So we are about a day-ish later, and it hasn't all gone to plan exactly. But you know, that's life, and that's what I like to include in the channel. So I'll quickly show you now. It's quite a small setup, but it's just what I need for now just to kind of get going. In the long run, I want to build a desk, but what I didn't want to be doing was rushing to build a desk to get started, so I just bought this one for now to get me going. But yes, a few little teething problems, such as my microphone and my microphone arm don't have the same attachment, so I just need a little adapter bit for that. And just things like there aren't enough ports in my MacBook Pro to accommodate for everything, so I'm trying to look at the best way of doing that, whether to use a hub or an adapter or what, just to of course see what's best to use. Once it's all like set up properly and I've got the mic set up and like literal settings within the computer and all that sort of thing, I might do another short video just saying like my studio setup, and just then I can go into a bit more detail about that specifically, but obviously that's not what this video is about. This is more just the channel overall and starting again. And on that note, I think it might be good to show you what I'm mainly working on at the minute and what you can expect kind of in the near future. So come with me as we venture into the garden. So this whole garden gym is going to be redone. Son's playing Nerf.
I'll shoot your camera.
I'd rather you didn't. So yeah, this whole gym's getting rebuilt. Steady on, boys, because I want to be able to do grappling and jiu-jitsu with the kids. I'm redoing the decking, but the main thing at the minute that I'm working on is this lovely large area. Now I've videoed it all. I had a mini excavator, mini digger for a long weekend. And I dug all this out and I've filmed it all and everything. So that's going to be there. But the point of this is there's going to be an in-ground trampoline here where the net is and the big hole. And over there, in that whole area there, I'm going to be building a skate ramp. So yeah, what's up, son? Well, get a different gun then. Right, I've got to go parent. Hey, cool. Hey there, boy. He's getting bigger. And that brings us to the end of the video. So yes, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. And let's get some comments from people if you've watched this and you're starting YouTube or starting YouTube again yourself, and maybe what your channel's about or what goals you've got or how you're feeling about it and everything else. It'd be nice to get a bit of chat going. But yes, I'm going to leave you there and I'll see you in the next one.